I'm so nervous. First video back. Again. Yay! Okay. If I knock something, I'm sorry. Again, I'm like very nervous for some reason. But hello, it's me. Yeah, boy. Okay, anyway, let's not with the Vine references just yet. Hi. In this video, first off, I have a few things to talk about, and then we're gonna get into the video. Main thing, it happened. I got married. I'm a wife, I'm a missus. It feels weird, but also feels the exact same. Everyone's like, how's married life? And I'm like, pretty much the same, but a little bit better actually. I do have to admit, it feels more official, legit. He can't run away. Not that he would after 8 years. I think he knows everything about me, and well, not everything, but like, because that's the thing, like, people change. But we've changed together. Anyway, enough with that. I got married. That took up a lot of my time, and that is what this video is going to be about. 2 more things to point out. 1, I couldn't be arsed getting good lighting, so one side of my face is nice and light, the other side is dark, but I can't bother going to get my light. Because there's too many wires, and I get really stressed out. I need to get like just a little one that can clip on the wall behind me. The other thing, the door is open, I know. Same office pretty much. I'm trying to figure out where I am to the thing. Oh, this way. I knocked into it already. That is slightly different. The back, I don't know whether anyone ever noticed. I noticed because I sit here and look at it. Slightly different. The door is open because, second good news, I have a cat. We've got a cat. It's my old cat, technically, from my mum's. I got him for Christmas when I was 5-ish, because my cat had passed away. Like, my cat that I grew up with, I was 5, I was devastated. I was like, all I asked Santa for was cat and cat stuff. That was all that was on my, to look after the cat, obviously, because I was clever. That was all that was on my Christmas list that year, so my mum was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. And everyone else in the yard, in the playground, was really annoyed because they all told their children that Santa does not give pets, which is a good idea, but then everyone got over it. Because I was like, oh my god, I got a kitten! Anyway, here's Merlin. That's why the door is open, because he might wander upstairs. It's very hot today, so he will probably stay downstairs. He does come upstairs. I want him like here. I think he's gonna come upstairs more in the winter, because it's very hot, so downstairs is cooler, and then in the winter upstairs will be hotter because the radiators. I've got more radiators upstairs. Anyway, that was probably boring for most of you, but in the video, I very rarely do sit down talky videos. If this is fun, which it already kind of is, I will be doing more. I am going to run through, which I said I was going to do right at the beginning. I'm going to run through the wedding, but I'm mainly going to focus on the Zelda aspects of the wedding, because besides getting married to the love of my life, that was the thing that I was most excited for, was to make my Zelda wedding, or our Zelda wedding. I just wanted to do the crafts. I wanted to set, like, look at it and go, how nerdy and how much Zelda can I get in without it being too much. Because I said that to someone and they went, who didn't know a lot about Zelda, they were like, well, so are you gonna dress up as Zelda and like, is Jack gonna be Link? And I was like, no. That's pretty cool if you do that, but I was like, no. And the good thing is Jack does like Zelda. Nowhere near as much as me, which, you know, is to be expected, but he's played Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, and I'm like, so it's not like he didn't like it and he was like, fine, you know, whatever the missus wants. He was into it too. Well, the first thing was figuring out what we wanted the wedding to be, how we wanted to make it suitable for the both of us, because I don't drink, he doesn't drink, There's many reasons for that. It's not like we hate people that drink. Clearly not the case. But we don't drink. We didn't want like a massive reception party, but I felt like that's what it had to be. I felt like it had to be ceremony into like the wedding breakfast, the dinner, into rave party all night, and I was like, I want to be in bed by 9. That was like my stupid. I was like, I'm gonna be stressed, I'm gonna be tired. Like, I can stay up late playing games, but even that, like, I'm 23. I think I just turned 23. I'm done with that life. Like, when I was in high school, I used to sit and play games till like 1 in the morning. It's very rare you'll catch me doing that now. Oh, she's aging too fast. But yeah, eventually we realised, oh, it's our wedding, we can do whatever we want. We found a venue that we loved, and it was the cheaper option, but even if it was still like the perfect venue, because it was smaller and quieter and intimate, and we were like, that's what we want. You know, Jack would have eloped. I probably would have, but looking back, I'm really glad that we did what we did. So we found the venue, and then we spoke to them, and originally that's what we were going to do. We were going to do a small ceremony and then invite everyone else for the reception, which is like what most people do. Or the ceremony is usually smaller, and then you invite like friends of friends and like second cousins twice removed, and that's kind of the vibe. And we were like, one, we don't have the money for that is very expensive, and two, there are a lot of people that we would have invited and that we could have invited, but the more people we were adding, the more anxious I was getting, and the more anxious that Jack was getting, because it's a nerve-wracking thing, like going down the aisle. It's really emotional, and it was really emotional for us, and it's very private. So we spoke to one of the wedding someone who worked at the venue, and they were like, if you don't want that, we won't do that. So after this long explanation, basically it changed from the big shebang to wedding at 3, wedding breakfast, which is like, I don't know why they call it wedding breakfast, the meal at 5, and then kind of cut the cake a little bit after the meal. People can chill, and then people can go home. But you know, everyone was gone by 9, and then we were able to tidy up, and that was that. I'm gonna go on to the Zelda stuff now. First thing that I could think of, I'm trying to go in the order. There was so, we were engaged like a week before COVID, a week before lockdown in the UK in 2020, and we got married in 2025. So, and we got engaged on the day that we got together and married on the day that we got together, so it all fits in one. I've tried to remember everything, and I feel like I've already forgotten something. If I have, by the time I'm editing, I'll just pop it up on the screen. I'll just like add a little section at the end. The desk is instantly messy. The first thing I think that, I'm sweating and sticking to the thing. That's not good. To start off with, I can't get comfy now. To start off with the Zelda thing, RSVPs. It doesn't show very well. I know it does. You see, you have the green. The vibe was green and gold, forest green and gold. So you have that with the little Triforce Skyward Swordy symbol. And then we have the RSVP. I'm not very good at these. Ta-da! It's just all Zelda-fied, but it's subtle enough to where it's like, oh, that's a nice invitation. But it's also, if you know the Triforce font and you know the symbol. So I felt like pretty cute RSVP. I ordered so much more than I needed, I don't know why. And then on the back of the invitation that people got, we have the big Z for Zelda, and for Zoe, I guess. But for Zelda. Probably going to blur out our last names. I don't think anyone cares, because my last name's different now. But But yeah, I will probably blur out the location, I guess. Doesn't really matter. But it says it's oh, I'm so loud probably. We have the Triforces in the corners. We have it's dangerous to go alone, so we are going together. Cute. In the Triforce font. Request the honour of your presence as a united in marriage. The 9th of March 2025. Location, time, and like what's happening. That was really good. I will probably try if I can find where I got them. They were from Etsy. Etsy saved my wedding. Couldn't have done half the stuff that I did without Etsy. Brilliant. And it was just very simple. You just typed in, like, you found the one that you wanted, typed it in, and then edited it, and it was all done. Next, I suppose we'll go on to my outfit. I'm just gonna pop up photos as I'm talking about it. The dress. I had a very specific thing in mind. There was this one photo that I showed everyone for years. I was like, this is what I want. And they always say that you end up going slightly different or sometimes completely different from what you wanted. But I loved what I ended up with in the end. So this was like the purely Zelda themed dress that I had. I went for this dress, I'll probably have to show before, and I wanted to add Zelda to the dress, add some Zelda elements, so I found someone who would embroider the dress and make sleeves because I didn't like the sleeves that came with it. I wanted like the long drapey, kind of like Zelda in Skyward Sword, those sleeves, if you can imagine. So I got the embroidery, I went back and forth and I drew designs that were not very good, and then they drew better designs and managed to do that. So that was all good. There was nothing remarkably special with the veil. The veil was just a veil. But there were little things that tied it all together. The embroidery being one of them. But it felt it was the comfiest dress, which was a big factor for me. I was like, I do not want to be like feeling really uncomfortable all day. Well, it wasn't even all day, it was like an afternoon to the evening. So I am wearing now my little Triforce necklace, again courtesy of Etsy. Originally I was going to just wear these Triforce earrings, but before the wedding Jack surprised me with the rupee earrings, which went so much better. So I had the 2 rupee earrings and then 1 Triforce earring because I've got 2 piercings in that one. All went pretty cool. Makeup, tried to match. I kind of went Twilight Princess Zelda vibe. If I'll put a photo up, but I had like a vision. And then she also has, in Zelda, she's got a few headdresses. Again, Etsy, thank you Etsy. I had the green emerald it's not real emerald, but like gem, and then the gold, and I just feel like it was like a mix between me and Zelda. Like it wasn't like I like Zelda cosplay. It felt like a homage, is that the right word? It felt like a little sprinkly little of Zelda and me, and then everything. And then for Jack got his own suit. He knew, we talked about like the theme of the wedding beforehand, so it wasn't just like this is the theme of the wedding, but your thoughts don't matter. It was like, are you happy with this colour scheme? Do you like the Zelda things? He was on board, so I said, this is, the main theme is dark green and gold. That's all I can give you. I also bought him some cufflinks, some Zelda Triforce cufflinks, so he could like match me, and then he bought and got his own suit and pocket squares and ties. Like I didn't have a say, and I didn't want a say because I wanted his outfit to also be a surprise for me. So it was like he was excited to see my dress, which he didn't know about, and I was excited to see him in the suit, and I was like, Next, crinkling with the plastic wallets. Next Zelda thing, which was so stressful to plan, because I was looking and I was like, listen, I'll just get like a wedding band with a Triforce symbol on it, because I want to elevate a Zelda in my ring as well. And I just could not for the life of me find one that was pre-made that I was happy with. So my mum was like, oh, Zoe, there's this jeweller's in town where we live, pop in, just ask. I was like, no, I don't like asking them, I'm too scared. She was like, let's go in. I was like, okay. So me, my mum, my nan went in, and we were like, do you design rings? Because I've got a very specific vision in mind, don't know how to go about making it real. And the first shop that we went in said, yes, in fact, we do. I was like, I was terrified. I was like, because it's a lot of money, and it's like, you just don't want to fuck it up. It's hopefully for life. So we went in and then had like the initial consultation, and then we had loads of back and forth. Jack come in after like me and mum had found it, and my nan, Jack wanted to get his ring from there as well, so we might as well do it all in one. So as I showed, again, I'll probably show better photos. How do people do this? Okay. Oh no, yeah, that was not working. I'll take photos and show the photos. This was my inspiration, and this is what we ended up with. It took a lot of months of back and forth of me going, because originally I was wanting it all in one ring. I couldn't decide. It was a lot of wanting to incorporate my original engagement ring, but it didn't fit the vibe that I was originally going for. So we were trying to it was just, I wanted it to look like a wedding ring, and there was so much, because I was like, if people look at it and it's just one ring, are people going to go, oh well, she's just engaged? Not that I think people would notice or care anyway. But there was a lot of back and forth. We settled on it. I was very, very, very happy with it in the end. Next, and one of the things that I was so excited about, and one of the things that was my absolute uncompromisable thing, was the song choices, as in like me going down the aisle. I was like, I know I've discussed this on the channel. It was Zelda's Lullaby from Skyward Sword, and damn did I get Zelda's Lullaby from Skyward Sword. It was great. They had like a speaker system, so I just made my playlist. I made the aisle playlist. I mean going down the aisle, the music stopped. But luckily it was just when my poor bridesmaids were going through, so they were just like walking down with no music. They were like just running down, but I was just like, it's fine. I was so nervous. I was so nervous leading the days before. I was like, I hope everything goes okay. Then the day before and the morning of, so chill. And then as soon as the registrars came up to be like, hey, so, just to check, like, you are who you said, here, one, to introduce ourselves, and two, just to double check everything. I was like, yeah, fine. As soon as they left, I just went into the bathroom, and I was like, Mum, burst into tears. I was like, I just had panic. I was like, oh, it's happening. I'm scared. Am I ready? I was a little bit late, because everyone told me, they said, don't get ready too early. I was like, okay, I won't get ready too early. I'll try and get ready bang on. I was like 5 minutes late, but it was more of a rush than I would have wanted. But it didn't damper it. I don't care. Little things that people could be like, ruined my day. I was like, no, I don't care. I didn't trip down the aisle. That was like another one of my main things. I was like, I might trip. I was wearing heels. They were short heels. I never wear heels. So I was like, please don't trip down the aisle. But yeah, I remember like standing outside waiting, and then the music started up, and then I just was gone. I was like, oh my god, this is everything. It's real. It's happened in 5 years. I was so excited, so nervous. It's such a weird, indescribable emotion. And I was like, yeah. But it was good. And Zelda's Lullaby started. I was like, oh, I love this this song. Let's go. And down the aisle. And I had, apparently you have to have like, or you can have music whilst you're signing the legal bit. So I picked Zelda songs again with Jack's input again. I said I have these, I had like, what was that? That wasn't Zelda noise. Shut up. I had like 7 songs to pick from. They said, oh, you only need like 5 minutes. I was like, let's go overboard, because I could mess something up or something could happen. So I had like 7 songs. I was like, which ones are your favourites? And I tried to pick ones that like from Breath of the Wild, so the games that Jack's played and stuff. So I can't remember exactly all of them. I know one was from Spirit Tracks, one was from Breath of the Wild. I still have the playlist saved, so I will pop the songs up that I had then. So then obviously we got married, you know, yay, yeah. And then it was then I had like a separate playlist with like real music, like singing music that most people would listen to. So I had like some Billie Eilish, I had some Halsey, I had some Pink, you know, and I had some cute songs that like remind me of him and he reminds. So we over the months, if we heard a song that we liked, popped it in there, and Jack would send me some and I'd pop it in there. So that was for like whilst everyone was mingling, whilst we were all getting photos. Then for the meal, I had another Zelda playlist ready to go, so I'll pop that up then. And it was so nice, just like everyone was so like bit buzzing, and I was like, oh. Everyone else was like, oh, that's nice music. I was like, it's fucking Zelda music. I was like, and then in this game, in this part of the game, I actually didn't, but in my head I was like, yeah, it's Breath of the Wild. I was like, oh, Tears of the Kingdom. Ooh, Twilight Princess, do you know what I mean? In my head. But next, again, one of the things that I was so looking forward to, I made my own table decorations because I wanted to keep them once they're done, because when you buy table decorations, you usually rent them out, and I was like, I'm not paying like £500 or something. I mean, it wouldn't have been because we only had like one long table, but if you have like multiple tables, it's like, I ain't doing that on principle, because you're going to take it away in like 3 hours. So I have them in the back, but I got this little museum wax thing. They're like kind of half glued down because I didn't want Merlin knocking them off. Lifesaver if you've got a cat or young children. Valuables, you can just like, you just stick it on, and then it's like you can twist it and then it'll come off, but they can't like knock it. So strats. Life strats. There was lots of ivy and there was like little twinkly fairy lights, but the main things were the fairy in the bottle, because I was like, oh, that's cute, Zelda, and everyone was like, oh, that's so cool. So basically I bought, these also went on the aisle as well, by the way, the aisle runner, like on the side. So I got some jars, I got like, I don't know what it's called, like frosted, like spray where you can make it look like frosted glass to make it look a little bit like you can't see in. And then all we did was, me and my mum, we cut up some black card, tied string to it, attached it to the top, put some moss on top, as you can see, some moss on the bottom, put a little tea light in, boom. Table decorations, super cool, super nice, love them, and now they're my house decorations. So it's like less waste, more fun. I made them myself, people were like, I was like, hell yeah, I made them myself. And the name placeholders. I forgot to say, the invitations were sent in a brown envelope, sealed with gold, not real, like gold wax melt thing. Wait, I don't know what's wax seal? With a Triforce, Zelda stamp. Name placeholders, again, pretty simple. Mum helped a lot with that because she has better handwriting than me, so I was like, I did my invitations and stuff, but she did the calligraphy for the name placeholders, because I was like, it's not my forte. Next up, cake, the best part of a wedding. Always. I'll just tell you the flavour, because the flavour was absolutely gorgeous. Chocolate, because why not? Oh, ooh. It was chocolate with white chocolate ganache buttercream? White chocolate buttercream thing? The lady who made my cake is going to be like, sorry, oh my god. It was delicious. It was a very simple 2-tier, and I'll show some photos, and it was decorated all nice, and we also managed to get a memento from it, because we got this. Oh, it's Zoeception. Oh my gosh. It could go on forever. Oh, wow. Okay, anyway, stop playing with that. And it's a Triforce with Giant and Z, because Jack and Zoe, pretty cool. I was like, as long as, you can see yourself, you can see my webcam. It was pretty cool, and then the backs, but obviously it was facing that way. And we got to keep it, I was like, that's pretty cool. This isn't really Zelda, but cool idea for wedding favours, I think. Everyone loves a little bit of chocolate. J and Z. And then it says Jack and Zoe, and then it says the date on the back in gold. It just, I think, just added to it, and now I have chocolate to eat, which is pretty fun. And they also do vegan and like dairy free, which is vegan, because we had some allergies and intolerances. So I was like, I got you. The wedding favours. Great segue onto the wedding favours. I have one of the things I was super excited about. Bought a little chest from The Works, if you live in the UK. And I painted it brown, and then I painted, we have Triforce, well, the royal family symbol, Triforce on the back. And then in Hylian, that says favours in Hylian. That says Jack, that says Zoe. Now I have a chest for nothing at the minute, but it will get filled with something. And it was pretty cool. And then I got little bottles, and then I got like some paper and wrote my thank you notes on it, tied it in string, popped it in the bottle, popped a little cork on, put it in one of the boxes. One of the other boxes had these in. But yeah, I had 4 boxes. 2 were the chests, 2 were like, I got given a long time ago Zelda necklaces, not this one, but like I got 2 separate ones, so I used them because it had Triforces on, ready-made. So that was for the chocolate. And then we also, I don't know if I have it here, I think I do, because obviously the bottle, sorry, going back to the bottle, obviously there's a lot of bottles in Zelda. I'm messaging a bottle and stuff. And then a key, which is actually a bottle opener, but a bottle opener key. Key, pretty self-explanatory. And then, thank you for being a key. Oh, part of our lives. There you go. I have rambled on sufficiently enough. If I remember anything else, I will add it at the end of the video. But thank you for listening to my ramblings. I hope you liked some of the Zelda themed things, and if any of you are having a Zelda theme or thinking of having a Zelda themed wedding or party, feel free to use any of the ideas in this video, because I was like, this is so stressful, I never want to do this again. The second it was over, I was like, I want to do it again. Not with a different person. I was like, it was just so fun. I was like, seeing it all come together, I was like, I did it, Zelda wedding, yay. So, because it like meant a lot as well, because within like the first month or 2 of me and Jack being a couple, we were like, I was 14, he was 15, and we were like talking about weddings. I was like, really want a Zelda wedding, and then 8 years later to do it, it's very surreal and it's very lovely. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.